for Unicorn's Love is actually very, very good.
Oh, it'll be interesting to look for. We're going to see, actually, hold on 1 second. We actually don't have champ select on the screen ourselves. I don't know why I didn't just say that out loud in the first place, but we can see ourselves, but unfortunately, we can't physically see champ select just yet, so we'll get ourselves that in a second.
You guys have more information than we do right now. Oh, there we go.
There we go. All right, so yep, Syndra banned away from PowerOfEvil. There we go, get that all fixed up. Thresh, Lucian removed away from Sir Scott and Hylissang. So, by the way, the reason we see Sir Scott here instead of Vardogs is he's the substitute. Unfortunately, Vardogs couldn't make it, so we talked about his really good KDA, the great AD carry who hasn't died yet. They've actually had to pull to a sub.
He's not going to die this game either. So
he's not.
No matter what, win or lose, they're good.
All right, well, Vardogs is guaranteed to be okay there. With the Lucian ban coming out, though, it's the first pick onto Twitch, so among the S-tier AD carries, NIP secured one.
Yeah, and pretty much leaves like backup here. You can't play the Caitlyn. Sir Scott, there isn't a lot that's too much known about him. I mean, he's the backup to a challenger player in this. So his champion pool, I assume he plays a little bit of everything. They could pull out a Corki. They did lock in the Morgana for themselves, so it's no Morgana Twitch. But the Nami, yes, that is going to be locked in. So
interesting.
Having a conversation with Jat and with you about Nami. I think she's extremely potent, extremely powerful for engaging, disengaging. She's also a bully in the lane phase, and up against Morgana, you can harass with the Tidecaller's Blessing, get all three of them off, just auto attack, and even if Morgana is like, I don't want to take this magic damage, spell shields herself with the Black Shield, then you bubble afterwards, and you're like, you know, Nami has all the cards.
Yeah. She's honestly really strong, and I want to see how it plays out with Twitch, because I traditionally see her paired with long-range AD carries. So that'll be a matchup I'm going to look forward to see how they can play it out. Shyvana Morgana, of course, is always great. The Lee Sin being picked up with every jungler still available, looks like UOL still going to grab that and wait till last pick mid and try to counterpick Nukeduck in the matchup. Jinx still a good champion, although she doesn't really have a lot of good setup for her yet. Traditionally, I see Jinx with sort of these wombo combo teams, like an Orianna, maybe a Shyvana coming in there on top of that if Ori ends up being their grab. But just a lot of early burst to make that rocket deal good damage and set up the fight from there.
Yeah, and you're speaking of wombo combo teams. LeBlanc is still on the field, was not banned out.
True.
Orianna is also a backup here for PowerOfEvil behind Ziggs. So he loves those AoE-oriented mages here, and they might take it away for NIP and put it on Nukeduck because they might see the wombo combo coming here.
And think about it, they've got great sort of AoE potential for the Twitch in the first place. Like, if NIP wanted to play aggressive, it's not easy to land tidal waves unless there's lead-in crowd control, which Lee Sin Ori is janky but would work, and actually, ooh, this would all work well together.
Here's the thing, though, is which one is going to play the Orianna, which one's going to play the Yasuo? Is it going to be Yasuo top for Alex Each?
Most likely. I would be very surprised. Or is it going to be like,
okay, I can play Orianna top because I'm Alex Each?
I mean, that's true. Like, like I could see it. I would be very surprised. But
I honestly wouldn't be too surprised. He's brought things up there like Gale, which is something that, like California Trolls and NA does all the time. But he's just like, I am very comfortable on these mid lane champions that are playing mid lane for years at this point. Why not just take mid lane champions top and do it that way? So they have a big wombo combo here for NIP. Yes, Last breath after the command shockwave, and you can spray and pray through that entire thing in tidal wave.
Yeah.
The only pickoff person here is really Ko, and you can synergize that a little bit with the Twitch. So Ko can set up the Yasuo very easily, the Dragon's Rage. So there's a lot of things that the composition can do, and I like it coming out here. Yeah,
everyone but the Twitch can actually set up a Yasuo ulti, so if we can get the Yasuo roaming around, we'll make plays. But you're right, the individual assassination's not super high. You've got very little playmaking.
Look for the
fights. Yes, absolutely. And Dragon Control, I mean, we heard Candy Panda talk about that in the LCS. Dragon got buffed, it's worth a little bit more, so these kind of comps are a little bit better overall. Ziggs does come through for UOL. I want to see if they can actually keep people in the Ziggs ulti, and, you know, get them lined up for the Jinx as well, because if the damage comes down, it's really massive, but setting that might be hard. What?
It looks like it's going to be an Orianna top. They might swap it, but I'm pretty sure Alex is going to bring that to the... I swear. It's got really good auto attack.
I understand your point.
With the clockwork windup, and you can harass most bruisers in the top lane. Like, it's just a nightmare if you're playing Renekton or Shyvana, and you're up against an AD carry top for like the first 5 levels. Orianna does about as much damage as an AD carry with auto attack harasses with just her passive.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing is, the only reason I don't like it super much is because it's a really unsafe champion.
Yes.
It's like the worst version of top lane Rise, where like you don't build initially tanky, and you don't have like Rune Prison to like forcibly disengage, or you have move speed on both cases, like ulti versus dissonance, but that's interesting. I do want to see what plays out. I know I can see it work, but I think then it really becomes on Sheepy. It's like, look, you are jungle Elise. You are one of the best gankers in League of Legends. You pick up every jungler in the game outside of Lee Sin, and you went for this champion. You're fighting a champion with no escape. Like, that guy better punish Alex Ich, or something's wrong.
Well, I think he's going to pull out aggro himself just for being Alex Ich in the top lane.
Maybe, yeah.
Like, you sit down in a team meeting and you're like, all right, we're fighting a guy who doesn't really play top lane too much. Even though we can play comfort champions up there, it's a different dynamic. The bushes are closer while you're laning. People can gank you immediately from them instead of walking up. You only have to ward like one side, and that might make you feel too safe. And then you're not warding lane bushes. You're not setting yourself up. You might push too much. It's a completely different dynamic.
Yeah, I agree. And it is difficult to learn a new lane. Like there's new rules. Like even the brush is different. Like
matchups.
Even if you're like an AD carry player and you're like, oh, I play a side lane. It's like, well, yeah, but the top lane and side lane is very different because of the brush layouts, jungle patterns. You get timed at different times, like keeping up your own wards. Like you're used to that as a mid laner, so like some of that's going to be there as a top laner as well. But yeah, there are a lot of these weird, like, little ethereal things that you're not initially used to that just takes a lot of time and repetition to get used to. When Alex first started top laning for the team, he was not very good at it. He's since had much better performances. But as you're seeing him playing top lane Ori, like, it's always weird. Like, I always kind of think about, like, when will new champs show up in other roles? And I'm not saying, like, top lane Ori's bad and, like, you shouldn't be doing it and that it's, like, definitely not going to be. I'm saying that there's a lot of risks you have to be prepared for. And traditionally what I see from competitive players as well is they actually kind of choose to keep their champ pools kind of only moderately sized. They just only spend so much time learning X number of champions, right? Like, if I'm like a first-time Lee Sin player, I'm going to do really badly at it, and I've got to put in dozens of games that I'm not putting in on Trundle or Shyvana or Renekton or Lulu or Soraka or Kayle or or like all these other champions that I could be learning. So there is only X amount of time in the day. And, of course, Alex has chosen to focus on the champs he's already playing right now. Now, maybe this turns out that Ori's the next big thing, and every top laner needs to learn it.
Or
we'll see if that's the case.
It could be, like, I was just thinking about this. It could be Nukeduck goes
lane swapping,
top, and then Alex goes mid.
Yeah.
Which would make sense to me. Maybe Alex just doesn't play Yasuo at the same level as Nukeduck, and they're like, you know what, we still want to do this combination, this team comp. Let's swap the lanes. And you can see Alex H, he took cleanse. So he doesn't want to get ganked. He doesn't want the binding to land on the Cocoon. He's trying to make sure that that combo doesn't come down. Because you can do that whole combo, you can rotate it with the Flame Chompers as well, and you can get something like 12 seconds of CC back to back. To back to back to back.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I mean, this is the Elise Morg combo. It's all kinds of painful and horrible and deadly and rough. So yeah, I like how we talked for like a minute and a half, or I did specifically.
Yeah.
But like, man, you know, Alex Hitch being new to top lane and top lane Ori being a thing, and it's like, Yasuo top after all. Well, so I was half right in champ select.
That's true, but Alex Hitch has been playing top lane.
I know.
But this is a very important match for them in this best of 3. And they can adjust things. Even if they end up losing this game or something happens, they can still make an adjustment for the next one.
Really
but right now, I want to touch on NIP's style and Unicorns of Love style. Like NIP, like we said, very slow games. Unicorns of Love, they like to get vision control. They are one of the challenger teams that I was very impressed by their performance in the round of 10 when they just warded everything up, and then when you would try to counter ward them, their wards would expire first, and they'd swap them over to a different side. And you're like, wow, I have 10 wards in our left side jungle, but they're really in our right side now. Like they would swap it over on you. And they would see when you'd place the wards down because they got there first.
Yeah.
Their vision control is very, very good. It's very crisp. I want to see if they can keep that performance up against a team that has 4 players that are formerly LCS and 4 players who have been to Worlds.
Yeah.
They're all very individually skilled, and even if they don't mesh as a team, they do have a little bit of an advantage here in the lanes.
We'll see if they can win these right here. Ko gonna grab himself the red buff there for Ninjas in Pyjamas, the only guy who didn't go to Worlds. But he's, of course, still a phenomenal player for himself. Mithy Freeze already getting into a battle right there. Sir Scott and Hylissang, though, putting a bit of damage first, and looks like the red team is going to get level 2 first, but it's pushed in.
Yeah, it's true. If Freeze can live up to his name, possibly pull off a wave Freeze, but it's not going to happen. Get it under the turret. Minion wave will be a little bit back, but it's just Unicorns love being very aggressive.
Mm-hmm. And NIP haven't even missed a single CS right now. They've actually gotten every single minion that's gone down right here. So this is the real test. Now that the lane pushed out, it is going to be level 2 first. And look at this. NIP know they need to sit back. They'll wait for this to push in. Expunge going to get 1 CS back. Wow, what a great binding, though. Good damage. The heals from Mithy, though. rank 1 W. And look at the Sir Scott taking a lot of pain back. Were not really ready for this one. Freeze level 2 gets exhausted. Nice binding goes down. Summoning Heal burned as well. He goes back in. Sir Scott going to take even more damage. Another Contaminate goes in.
Mithy's 1 creep away from 2 at this point. If it goes down. Oh, if he had 2 in the middle of that, and he ended up, wow, really? That far away? How much did he miss?
He missed part of the initial melee wave then, and casters don't give much.
Wow. I wish I had the experience bar, and I would have been like, he's still level...
I expected him to be.
Yeah, now he's level 2. It's like, wow, that was a really good exchange there by Unicorns of Love. But in the end, they kind of get the bad part of it.
Yeah, keep in mind that one of these lanes has sustain. They've got a Nami in there, but Sheepy coming around the side. They know the Summoner Heal is down from Freeze. They're not going to see the Elise. There he goes. The Cocoon! What a shot right there. Flash by Freeze. Good damage comes in. He's got to get ready for the bubble. The flash attack. Not quite enough. Sheepy. He's going to repel into the air, and he gets out from that one. Summoner spells traded. Hylissang very low. Not quite the gank UOL needed.
And the bubble was actually used before the gank started, so he's waiting for that cooldown to come back up.
Yeah, so what a trade right there, though. The frickin' Cocoon was awesome, but unfortunately minions blocked everything else from happening.
Yeah, no way to line up the Dark Binding immediately after. It's the lower ranks of these spells, you know, they do ramp up. But now in the top lane, Nukeduck against Vizicascsi.
Wow.
But Ko counter jungling because he saw Elise bottom.
I'm actually surprised he didn't even try to deal damage to Vizicascsi there, though. Like, he knew Elise was on the wrong side of the map and had to recall. And he took away the double golem. There we go. Maybe look for it again. Nukeduck in with a pretty big trade there. Half HP in Vizicascsi. There we go. Ko lands the Q. Good damage comes in. They're going to force him back.
Nukeduck is running at least 5% crit because I've seen him crit multiple times in just this wave. So he's looking for the 100% crit build if he goes for the IE eventually. I've seen some people go for the Bloodthirster. There's a good gank there by Ko. Gets his top laner an advantage.
Yeah. Ultimately, it basically burns the Summoner Teleport there from the Shyvana off of a second Doran's Blade, which is an okay time to get back in lane, to be honest. But basically, the Elise gank forced to flash, this gank forced to teleport, and they're otherwise trading fairly equally. Bit of counter jungling as well. The top jungle, the entire northern jungle, has been kind of taxed away a little bit, so Elise had to clear away her wraiths. Looks for the mid lane.
Oh, there's Sheepy.
Really good shot right there. Aleš taking some pretty good damage, forced to cleanse. So every gank is forcing a summoner spell out. It's now up to when these guys can get a gank without summoners.
He's going to go ward it and see that Sheepy is backing. Not even going to attempt to stop it. So PowerOfEvil has a pretty good foot in this lane. He's up about 5 CS. And he's also got an HP advantage here over Aleš. Which is actually something.
Spell lead as well. His heal is up. Man, if he had Ignite, he could all in for that right there.
Yeah, that's a huge testament to PowerOfEvil's skill, being able to bully Aleš in the laning phase.
Yeah,
it's something that Aleš actually prides himself on.
Exactly. I mean, he's traditionally a mid laner. It's not like you've forgotten how to play the role entirely. But Ko gonna look mid lane. PowerOfEvil's got to make sure he can get away. Looks like minions will do that for him.
Yeah. He's just there to hold because Aleš doesn't really have the mana to deal enough damage.
This is a push that he can recall.
So set him up for safety after that.
Yeah.
So everything's been pretty quiet. NIP, you know, if they're playing their style, they're playing it right now. It's slow, it's steady, but the ganks coming out here are blowing summoner spells. And if a repeat comes bottom, there's no flash for freeze, there's no heal. Same thing for Unicorns of Love.
Well, it's going to be the attempt there. Bubble and the slow not quite going to land. NIP using both CCs at the same time, curiously. Binding going to actually get a cannon minion right there, but the damage coming through on a Sir Scott. Nice zap goes back. We actually have Elise, though, at the meantime, at the left side of the jungle, though, actually looking maybe to make a play over on this Yasuo. There is a ward down, though. He's going to spot a lot of this.
Through the turret.
Ooh, this is going to be the move. Level 5, Bubble lands on a Hylissang. This is not good for UOL. Flash's Black Shield is on the queue as well. Somebody already burned. Freeze picks up the first blood for that one. 6 minutes in.
That is the aggression of Ko. I talked about it. He's one of the most aggressive junglers in all of Europe, and that was huge. And now they're going after Nukeduck.
Well, Nukeduck pretty much pushed away from all the minions that he would like to farm. Level 6 on him. Put some damage on Vizicascsi, but he's going to miss out on a lot of XP here. Sheepy. Yeah, not as much as First Blood, but does get something.
So, Aleš is a mid laner by trade. So is Nukeduck.
Yeah.
Putting him in the top lane, you know, this ain't no Zoro 0.
Yeah.
So he's getting bullied. He's playing a champion that isn't quite in the top lane meta. You know, Yasuo is up there, but he's not a heavy bruiser early game. It's very aggressive. It's very in your face.
You see him try to take the trades, but Vizicascsi honestly dealing significantly more damage. Nice knock up there, but the health bar still going down. If that one would have landed, Nukeduck was dead, but well-timed Q on this one. But again, just the pushes over and over. Teleport not quite up, but you know Nukeduck's under fire here.
Yeah. and I do want to touch on the gank that happened bottom. Ko's just jumping back to the past for a second, because so much action has come up into the top lane very, very recently. And we do see that Sheepy's coming back. But the way that Ko came into that lane, that's the last place you expect him to come from, through your turret. That's where safety's supposed to be. So now, they're doing a bunch of behind-the-turret ganks now, and Sheepy, once again, in the jungle, but Ko is here too.
So Ko timing his own buffs pretty successfully. Looks like that's going to be his blue buff without too much contest. PowerOfEvil will attempt to steal from Alex. There is a ward down. Not going to pick that one up. Nicely smited. Good coordination there by NIP.
Good synergy there. Good setting it up and knowing the burst. Actually, Nukeduck's a little extended. He has nothing to get back to here.
Burns his knockup. He does use the flash wall, but here comes the repel. Sheepy, can he land it? Oh, nice wind wall there. Stops the cocoon. And it's going to be Nukeduck getting away with just a summoner spell burned.
Yeah, the summoner spell is definitely worth it, though. It gives Vizicascsi a nice little advantage for the next time he wants to engage. Yasuo can't really get out if you push him onto his minion wave. And now Ko, he wants a bit of this blue, but it's supposed to belong to Unicorns of Love.
Well, smites up in about 4 seconds right there, and looks like UOL not going to be around in time. Nicely picked up, and he can ward hop. Not even ward hop, just a safeguard to a teammate. Nope, he's going to stay. He's got Mithy. He's going to clear the camp out and get rid of the marker there. That was nice. Seeing the jungler head top, he went and stole the blue.
Yeah, and also level 6 advantage here for Freeze in the bottom lane. So if it was contested, there would have been that extra ultimate of spray and pray, which is huge in a team fight.
I mean, look how hard this bottom lane's actually winning now for Freeze. He's up almost 30 minions. Sheepy's just dying in his own jungle now. Ko completely destroying them. I don't even know why he was there. Ooh, good flash though. Cocoon's gonna miss! And that's gonna be a kill picked up for Ko. 2-0 NIP.
Yeah, and Ko's been involved in both of those kills. That one, just a little bit of Mithy on the back end. They might set themselves up for a dragon. It's quite possible, but we do see that Freeze is a little bit lagging behind. He backed so that he could cash in, but that's actually the perfect time to poise for the dragon, because now you have this item advantage, and the bottom lane of Unicorns of Love has it backed.
And now it's Ko right now going to recall. Should be pretty close to Lizard Elder on this one. Freeze gonna keep doing the farm thing, but Sir Scott is just falling behind in this matchup. It's gonna be rough for these guys. Jinx has a decent laning phase, but it's not going well. The early Morgana pickup also not being necessarily ideal in this case. Seeing Nami do quite well in the matchup.
Yeah, Jinx just gets exponentially better though. She's kind of like a Tristana, but with a little...
so does Twitch though.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah,
Lucian being banned out, you're kind of left on these AD carries that aren't as effective in the lane phase, because they're picked for their lane phase bully.
Yeah, well, they had the chance to go Caitlyn, didn't do it. Freeze taking a good bit of damage under the turret. Sheepy, he is trying very hard to find ganks. I keep seeing Sheepy, but none of it's been very effective.
Yeah, Vizicascsi and Nukeduck once again going back and forth in the top lane. And you're right, Sheepy's looking for stuff, but it sets up Ko to gank other lanes.
Right, well, the ulti's down for Nukeduck. Ko gonna look for some damage there. Nice dodge in the queue by Vizicascsi. He should be fairly safe. Good knockup and a slow, but out they go.
Yep, no last breath available there, but that's going to set up Unicorns of Love to go ahead and do the dragon. So that was kind of you're not top lane, so I'm going to gank it by Ko, and Ko doesn't get a kill, and it's like, oh, well, you're not bottom lane. So now we're going for Freeze, setting himself up for a spray and pray.
They're going to try the flash in by Hylissang. He's going to get 2 people locked up. They actually don't stay for the dragon. They go for the kills instead. Jinx Rocket finds 1. Freeze locked up as well. That's going to be 2 kills. There's a teleporter for Shyvana. Now Alex, Ziggs, and Nukeduck have to be careful. Low health bars. Wind wall burned as well. Vizicascsi going to disengage pretty safely. Ko around, but now 5 versus 3.
Can they pull it off? Nukeduck does not have his ultimate. Neither does Alex each.
Yeah, it's going to be a burned down dragon right here. The Q being down as well. Nicely picked up. Unicorns of Love back on equal footing. That was greedy by NIP.
They got 2 kills, and basically the dragon just made up for the CS deficit. There goes Ko into 5.
Well, he kicks him into his team, but he gets binded as well. Really nice shot right there. Ko flashes, ward hops the wall. Sir Scott flashes over as well. He's going to land the last attack. Another kill picked up. NIP overconfident.
Very aggressive in their play. Not quite calculated. I don't know if they're respecting Unicorns of Love, who is a very smart team, and we saw them in the round of 10, and if they had seen it, they would know that Unicorns of Love is not to be underestimated. You see PowerOfEvil, 30 CS up now over Alex each. Darn, the lane swap is getting me.
I know.
He's 30 over Nukeduck, but there they are. They turret dove.
Ooh, big damage. Alex is very, very low. He picks a kill up, though. Sheepy overstayed his welcome now. Both these teams a little bit too long in the fights, but now 3-3, the game very close.
I'm okay with this. After a day of EULCS where about maybe 10 kills in about 2 games, we're ready for some blood now.
Oh, man.
Welcome to the CHaLLENger series.
There we go. Got a bunch of kills so far. These teams fighting very closely. I still have to sing the praise of UOL for that dragon fight because I kept seeing phenomenally smart choices by Ko. Every single gank seemed on point. When he counter jungled, it was at the right time, and he went to the right place.
Speaking of counter jungling.
Yeah, speaking of counter jungling, again, Sheepy's dead, so he goes in and looks for a buff to steal, and hey, he gets the red buff. And of course, they had timer on his blue. I want to see if, oh, look at this. He wants to know if he's coming.
He's out of the bush, but he's still invisible. He left his buffs. Go back to him. Go, oh, there you go. Okay.
Ko's hopping around. I like that.
Wow.
Yeah. Our observers really like Lee Sin.
They really do. I mean, who doesn't?
That's true. He's one of my favorite champions.
Yeah, he waits around a long time. He gets nothing for it, but Sheepy shows himself bottom. So now they know he isn't anywhere near that red, so he can abandon that and continue to counter jungle.
Okay, well, he's going to make his way down around the bottom side of the map. Pink wards there for both teams. Satchel Charge getting some
Hey, they swapped it.
They did swap back. It is top lane Orianna. Hey, we got it after all. Static Shiv, of course, already done here for Nukeduck. Co. Waiting around in the wings, not too much picked up. Sheepy will kill this ward, but he's in enemy territory. He's got to be careful in the middle of... Ooh, nice move. Ko got out of the range. Not let him repel away. Sheepy's going to have to flash this if he doesn't get anywhere else out. He's got nowhere to go. Kill picked up very quickly by NIP. Good choice.
Only 300 gold difference between these teams right now. Very, very tense game. There's a lot at stake to continue in the Challenger Series 1. Mithy gets a little caught out there. But now, so when I previously said that PowerOfEvil has 30 CS up, he does now over his lane opponent, Nukeduck.
Yeah! That kind of counts.
They changed it right in time.
Well, top lane turret's going to go down, though. Alex Ich seems to be pretty successful up there. Blue buff is going to slowly get burned down. Nukeduck, I don't think has a way of stealing this one. So with Ko busy killing the Elise, he's not going to steal the blue. So PowerOfEvil gets his first blue buff of the game. 0-0-3 on this Ziggs. See if he can keep powering up.
Yeah, and there's a 0-3 for Sheepy. Sheepy is just getting counter jungled. When he ganks, he's getting counter ganked, or he's just setting himself up in bad positioning. But speaking of positioning,
and a counter gank there for Ko as well. Big damage comes in. Hylissang's got to be careful. There's one kill picked up, but here comes Sheepy. Can he get much else out? Uh-oh, Sir Scott knocked into the air. Big dive out of the turret goes Ko, and he jumps back to a teammate. He gets the kill picked up. Ziggs ulti not going to reach either. 2 for 0 NIP.
And now there are 4 men strong in the bottom. One of them's going to back, so they're continue to push this turret out. There's no dragon for them to get, and there is nobody defending this turret. It's going to be another one for NIP.
Excellently played. Number of these guys mid-game turned on, and they found the right moves once again. Predicated by Ko, 2, 1, and 3 on that champion. He's been a part of a lot of them. Mithy, 6 assists, also a big deal on that guy. And we're seeing NIP really start to take control. PowerOfEvil now forced away. Nukeduck could go in for the battle there, forcing the flash. Ooh, it does dodge the knockup, though.
That was really good by PowerOfEvil. Keep himself in a good position. Blowing the flash there is definitely worth it if you're going to guarantee a dodge on him. They pick themselves up another turret. It's 2-1. 2.5 thousand gold difference between these teams. Alex, he's now in the top lane. Now he's shining. That's what we've been maining for a while now, ever since his departure from the LCS. But now he's going after Sheepy. Don't know how much he's going to get for it. He's getting damage though.
Yeah,
which is just as important. You get him out of the jungle. It's completely forfeit there.
PowerOfEvil got to be careful. The whole team is there, but the binding does not actually land. Oof, that's not what they wanted there. Ko gonna take some more damage. Good win wall keeps his teammates safe. I've honestly seen a lot of really good win walls from Nukeduck this game.
Man, Ko just disregards turrets, acquires kills.
Yes, he does.
He just walks straight through. He's actually 2 levels up over Sheepy. Sheepy has died 4 times. He is 75% of the death of the team. Or he's, yeah.
2/3.
Yeah, there you go. 66%.
67 if you round.
60, yeah, okay.
If you round
66.67.
If you round,
I like to do decimal.
If you round to the nearest 25 or factor of 25 or multiple 25, you'd be correct.
Yeah, I'm glad I have the math guy next to me.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you so much.
If you round to the nearest multiple of 25, you're still accurate. I just do that a lot, you know. Just try to find yourself correct in some way.
Yeah.
You just redefine what success is, and you can be successful.
Oh, but all the kills on Unicorns of Love are on Sir Scott, the person that they're having sub in for Vardogs right now.
Yeah.
And he's coming up big right now. He's down in CS, about 28 over Freeze, but Freeze is a very, very good laner. We've seen it constantly. He's very good at transitioning into the late game, and Sir Scott is untested, but he's coming up big right now.
Yeah.
So he's been getting kills, but these are all team fight kills. So PowerOfEvil and Sir Scott, when they get together, they start making things happen alongside Hylissang. Whereas NIP, they've just been picking people off.
Well, speaking of picking people off, though, Nukeduck a little bit overextended there. Nice flash! Vizicascsi, big play there, but it's just a trade of flashes. PowerOfEvil.
He's coming up. He's looking for it. He's checking bushes.
Wrong brush.
Ooh. Nope.
Backs off.
Now, I'm not sure if that flash was completely necessary. He would have gotten locked up by the last breath, and it would have given Yasuo full flow, but at the same time, there was too much of an HP difference there.
He would have been able to run away.
Yeah.
Basically. Just because of all that kind of happening there. Sheepy, though, getting really, again, knocked around. Jumps into the air.
Goes back in.
Ko, though, looks for it, and Aleš finds another kill. 5 deaths on Sheepy. Cannot get around the map. The knock up there from Nami, not going to find too much. Team disengages. Q misses from Ko, though. He flashed for it. Going to force away.
And meanwhile, we see the Mega Inferno Bomb of PowerOfEvil come to that mid lane. And Vizicascsi, he's dueling Nukeduck.
And Nukeduck there, bring him down well below half HP. He's got to be careful here. The move speed, the knockup, the kill picked up. Nukeduck 1v1.
So Vizicascsi, he was trying to attack and get his Fury back up so that he can use his ultimate. Now, PowerOfEvil, he's going to try to pick off Nukeduck here, but I don't know how well this is going to go for him.
Well, he's checking the brushes, but he's checking the wrong side of the map there.
This happened twice now.
Red. Yeah, true.
Now, I'm going to check some bushes, and Nukeduck's not in them. But, oh, he found him.
Cocoon's going to land there. Flow Shield's going to end as well. Some damage coming back across. He's got the knockup available. Sheepy's got to be careful. This could be another one. Only level 7 on the jungler. Does smite the red. There's the engage. Ko going to get locked up. Shockwave finds one. But look at this. The team splits up, and they were chasing the wrong targets. Windwall blocks the Jinx ulti. Aleš forced to flash the wall. They're going to get away safe.
They're all very low, though. But it's a good disengage there in the overall. The wind wall and the spreading out basically said, if you are going to kill us, you're going to kill one of us, not all 3 of us. And the flash of the wall from Aleš, they do know that that is down now. And the teleport coming in from Nukeduck, so you can go ahead and reinforce the mid lane. Yeah. So in the overall, it's a 5 kill difference, 1 turret difference, but it's still only about 2,000 gold between these teams. NIP hasn't been able to run away with the game just yet. But they do have the late game scaling champion advantage here, in my opinion. The Twitch, the fact that they have the Yasuo, so once he hits 3 items, he becomes extremely powerful on top of the Orianna, who just becomes this bursty mage for the late game.
One thing I'm actually a little bit concerned with a team fight comp is that NIP has no true tank. Ko went for a Brutalizer second, and now is getting Sight Stone, so he's well behind the durability curve. Whereas, like, Vizicascsi, like, okay, like 0-1-1's not the best score, but he's got good CS. Another turret goes down right here. Like, that's a reasonably tanky Shyvana. I don't know who can really lead the charge for NIP if they get blown up. Ziggs ulti, yes, it happens. Nicely done right there. PowerOfEvil. Good performance.
It's the PowerOfEvil.
Yes, and Ziggs.
Yeah.
Ziggs apparently...
They're pretty much the same thing.
Yes. Hey, no, Yordles are good. All of them.
I'm pretty sure Teemo...
is a
sociopath.
Is the best? You're looking for the best.
I'm pretty sure he's a sociopath, though. Pretty sure, like, even his lore says he flips off something in his brain while he kills people.
Yeah, because he's so nice. He doesn't want to have to feel about the fact that sometimes you have to defend Battle City.
Okay. You gotta do what you gotta do.
You gotta do Sheepy. Uh-oh. Down a fair bit of XP in this one. Actually gets knocked around level 10 on him, but wow! Ko, over-aggressive, goes down. Sheepy across the wall, survives. Ulti in from Twitch. Somebody over the movement speed, but he's not gonna be in range anymore. Freeze, not gonna pick up anything for those Summoner Spell burns. Look at that. UOL keep finding their way back in.
Yeah, now it's a 3k gold advantage, though, so NIP did come up a little bit more ahead from where they were previously. Now, Aleš is just farming up in the top lane. Nukeduck in the middle, and they just scale incredibly well. That's the problem here. But Sir Scott, he has all the kills. All the gold is funneled on to Jinx. If they can get to Jinx, which they most likely will in some way, shape, or form, whether it's a Shockwave, Ko getting in there with the Dragon's Rage, or having the Tidal Wave just go straight down a lane or straight down a jungle fight, you will somehow get to Sir Scott. The Black Shield is their only hope of keeping him away from the engagement.
Well, you know what's cool about this, actually, is that there's so little easily accessed magic damage on NIP. Like, only Aleš can realistically break Black Shield.
Yeah.
Sir Scott's immune to all the CC, like, the entire fight.
Yeah, it's true.
That worked out remarkably well for them. And, like, Orianna's not the type of champion that reaches the back line. Like, Black Shield's gonna hold in a team fight. This actually is a bit of a worry.
You can kind of throw the ball onto Nukeduck.
You can try.
But that's about it. And you can put it on Ko as well. Yeah. Oh, boom, there it is.
Yeah, but then you've got to, like, Shockwave to break it.
Yeah,
like, you can't command attack from that far.
You can, like, Dissonance and then Shockwave?
If it'll even break it?
Yeah,
but
it's
like,
quite possible to freeze. He might be in trouble here. Hylissang
And here comes well, okay, the turret goes down, but a 2-on-2. Hylissang will get the stun right before he dies. Scott stayed, though, to save his teammate. He's going to die for it. 2 kills picked up NIP.
Oh, and another thing to note is that NIP, they're actually all in the same room right now.
They are.
They had Alex come into the house, and he just got there, I think, yesterday or the day before. And that was a big thing for Alex, is he wanted to be more localized. He wanted to be closer to where to Germany, I believe. So he doesn't have to transit as much, and his family.
Yeah, so basically Alex lives more or less next door to the NIP gaming house with his family, and then he basically walks over.
Walks to work every day.
Yeah, he walks to work every day. Like, realistically, like, he commutes to work in his pro gaming career. It's freaking awesome. And then, exactly, if they qualify for LCS, it's not super far away.
Yeah, but you can see the communication here, and the fact that they have a gaming house is actually paying off pretty big. Like, it was a little rocky at first.
Sure.
But the fact that Nukeduck was just like, you know, I'm coming up. It's fine. Hylissang had no idea. Tries to flank around, but ends up getting caught. And now PowerOfEvil, Sheepy, Ko, all game, he has been in Sheepy's jungle. This is Unicorns of Love territory. It's basically been like Ko's jungle. When I see him on the map, I'm like, oh, he's not in his jungle. He's in the enemy jungle. He's just owning that.
Yeah. And I gotta say, the fact that UOL's, like, I know they're losing, but like the fact that they're holding on despite how ludicrously aggressive and smart Ko is being in these matchups, like, honestly impresses me quite a lot. Like, Sheepy 0-5-3, I know his score looks horrible, and like he's been trying to force ganks really hard, but like he's not really playing that bad. Generally speaking, he's been getting, you know, caught up by guys in his own jungle. It's really hard to deal with. Like, there are not many jungles like Ko out there in the world. There's not a lot of practice for this kind of thing. Ko's awesome, to be fair,
but
I can't blame Sheepy.
Through your turret at level 5.
It's like, that doesn't happen a lot. Like, yeah, you should be aware of it, but like, realistically, it doesn't happen much.
So the dragon is up right now. It just came up. They're fighting for ward vision currently. But NIP, they do have the stronger footing because they have the Wombo Combo team. You do not want to get caught in that, especially if you come across this ball right now with more than one member. Even one member is going to get dissonanced.
Yeah. Well, NIP definitely took away ward control. Ziggs ulti comes down just to spot the team. Half HP Dragon. Will they funnel in for this one? Sheepy on one side. Freeze looking for the play to make. There's the repel though. Freeze still chasing down. Dragon does go to Ko. Hylissang goes in for the fight. What's he going to get for this one? A 2-man stun, but he dies for it. And there's the kill picked up. 2 kills so far, and they're going to keep going. Vizicascsi forced to run away. Knocked up right there. Ko's going to help find that double kill. And now UOL forced to run away. Sheepy's got nowhere to go. 4 kills in the Dragon for NIP.
And Alex hasn't even used his Shockwave yet. That was Nukeduck going off onto the left side. He ends up destroying Sir Scott so quickly, and they might look for a Baron now. They won't take as much damage because Yasuo Wind Wall will absorb a lot of it.
Yeah, they're going to have a pretty convenient Dragon on this one. There it goes, the Wind Wall. They're going to be pretty happy with that one. So this is going to be, what, 2 guys alive. PowerOfEvil's ulti not available just yet either, so unlikely for a steal. See if he can try it though. He comes around the side, but Freeze spots him. Jinx ulti claims Mithy. PowerOfEvil flashes the wall. He will stay safe, but Baron still losing health. There we go. Good smite, and it's gonna be blue team picking up Baron Nashor. Overall, 4-1 plus Dragon and Baron.
That was wonderful for NIP as a team, because NIP has always been that team that sits on their hands and says, we'll just outscale you. They had that very aggressive team fight, and they capitalized off of it, getting Dragon, multiple kills, and then the Baron. Right now, we're going to see Hylissang goes a little aggressive. Sheepy's already off on the side. Boom. Knock up onto Scott. He tries to get away, and he gets kicked back by Ko at the same time that Nukeduck is going after him. And after the last breath, you have the bonus armor penetration, so he's able to just shred through Vizicascsi. Yeah. We talked about how tanky that Shyvana is going to be. Not that tanky against a Yasuo who has ulti up.
Especially if you go Merc Treads in this one, he's just like getting kind of blown up in the fight. It's not resisting much of the damage, unfortunately, for him. So, tank line, you know, I talked about it for NIP, but it's actually, I take it back, not that big for UOL just yet. This stage in the game, 27 minutes in, NIP 3 turrets, a lot of global objectives as well. They're doing quite nicely in gold. And now, how quickly can they close out the rest of this game? Vizicascsi takes a golem, Nukeduck backs out.
And Nukeduck not following the Steel Tempest with the last breath there. Good choice, because Hylissang was off on the wings. And now, 8k gold difference. Ooh, Alex.
Pretty good amount of damage, but the tidal wave will disengage them.
That's why Nami's so good right now. Has multi-purpose ultimate. You can disengage, you can engage, and it's very long range.
For all that, Ko's got to be a little bit careful. Does get binded up on top of a whole bunch of stuff. Cocoon will land as well. No ward hop just yet. Hylissang shows up, will land the stun. More damage comes through. Sir Scott gets it with the red buff. And we have a 6-2 AD carry, but is that going to be enough for the team? He's down a full item compared to Freeze.
Yeah, he has all the kills. Every single kill is on Sir Scott, but we saw how easily they can get to him with this combo that they have. Like, Nukeduck was able to get to him even before Ko used the Dragon's Rage. He was knocked up way before that, back in the Dragon fight. So, how is he going to keep safe? It's got to be Hylissang with the Black Shield.
And they need to group up for like a real 5-on-5 as well. As hard as that is to fight against like Nami Twitch with that kind of a combo, but like when you split up into these 2v2s and 3v3s, AD Lee Sin actually works.
Yes.
Like Ko gets to go fight one guy at a time and be like, Vizicascsi can't kill me by himself. That's okay. There is no tank on NIP. They're not even trying to get one. They're just trying to play make as individuals. And if you actually for a 5-on-5, you got a chance there, especially with the Fed Jinx. Problem is UOL have not been able to find their footing back in this game for a while.
Yeah, and NIP have a very distinct style that's coming out here that we're seeing. They're doing a 1-3-1 split push. As soon as they want to do something, they group very quickly, and then they fan out again. And they keep doing it. I've seen Aleš over and over again in that top lane. They're going to get objectives off of this. They get that bottom turret. And Nukeduck, he will continue to push, and they most likely group up mid at the same time Alex is, and then they'll get this turret, or they'll cause pressure with Alex top and keep it there. But now it looks like a collapse.
Well, it's going to be a collapse on a Sheepy. He's going to go down one more time, sheared, as it were.
They're going to pinch from behind the turrets here with Nukeduck and Alex.
And it's going to push them away. Ulti in from Hylissang, taking massive damage, though. Kill picked up right there. Another one from Nukeduck in the other wing of this one. 3 champions go down. Mid lane outer is NIP's.
And this strategy here from NIP is very brutal. It's very hard to deal with. He's going to get the knockup.
Big damage and PowerOfEvil. Ulti comes by as well. Ko tries to show up, but not in time. Another kill picked up. 4-0 in this battle. 2 turrets, maybe even more.
Man, Ko just doesn't give a damn about turrets.
No.
He went right over that wall, walks through it, and he's like, yeah, I'm not a tanky Elise in, but I'm okay with taking turret shots so I can end up in the right position. They're going to get this inhibitor at about 30 minutes, really close to that, and now they're just going for more. They had this wave already pushed up because Alex pushed it and then joined the fight, and it's going to have another one coming up here too as well.
Very nicely played by NAP. Pretty aggressive style overall, looking to close this game out before about 32 minutes in. They go for this one, knock up there onto Elise. They could have dived it, but didn't choose to. Vizicascsi comes in, try to save the fight. Can they do it? Morgana putting what damage down she can, but these guys are still fighting back and forth. Mithy is low. Ori, ooh, the Jinx will not going to do enough either on this one. Exhaust down on a Nukeduck, jukes back and forth. Freeze picks up a kill in the back line, though. He's diving past turrets himself. And now Aleš pulls aggro. He's got to back away from this one. The re-engage now for UOL. Can they find anything else? Nukeduck, Freeze running away. Looks like they're safe.
The angles at which NIP come at you are very different than a normal team. And Freeze, look at that, right inside their base. He does not care.
But he's going to go down for it, so a 1-for-1. Not the best trade when you're the winning team, but it's going to be NIP backing up one more time. Look for the engage now onto PowerOfEvil.
Last breath is back up.
He's in a bad spot. Big damage comes out. Nukeduck gets the knockup, gets the re-engage. Another kill picked up. Vizicascsi now in the wrong spot. He's going to go down. Kill picked up by Mithy, his first of the game. And now into the next is going to be pretty much the game for sure. Ninjas in pajamas, 31 minutes in. They found the team fights, they found the dragon fights, and with an all squishy lineup, they take the game.
Yeah, and there's the surrender there from Unicorns of Love. You know, they know it's inevitable. There's about 20 seconds left on everybody on the team who could pretty much save them. And in the overall, they're